Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Go Take Gamerverse, and we're doing the review here on Batman: A Death in the Family. And these shorts, they were a doozy. They were pretty crazy. It was great. Um, I didn't realize until because I got the version with the extra stuff that they had actually done a poll, a call-in poll to see who would actually survive for the comics and everything. And it was actually down to a narrow margin whenever they done it for the original, and Batman won out. Um, I know you know about comics and all this stuff. Kind of tell me, I guess, about. Could you kind of explain, I guess, how everything kind of went then with the comics and how they did everything then, Lawrence, with this particular, I guess, story or issue?
Yeah, sure. Shalom to everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
shalom.
uh, the way it originally was in the comics, it was a 900 number. They had gotten so much backlash about Jason Todd's character. People really, really didn't like him as the new Robin, so they decided to do a story where the Joker either kills him or doesn't kill him, and they set up a 900 number for fans to call him and make the decision. They had two endings set. And what actually happened is you had a guy who set up his phone system to constantly dial the 900 number because they had two, one for if he lives, one for if he dies. And you had a dude who set up a robocaller system on his phone that kept dialing that 900 number for him to die. And and it was funny because back then the 900 numbers, man, they cost like $2, $3 a minute or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he paid a lot of money. And by the time it was said and done, I like you said, it was a slim margin. I think it was less than 500 votes between the two.
Oh wow.
I don't quote me on that, but I know it was really, really thin. I know it was
Right.
really thin. Um, and that's pretty much the story of it. And because of the guy calling in, he got the edge on it, and they killed him. So
Oh wow. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was like early '90s, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow.
Early or late '80s, early '90s. I want to say early '90s.
Huh. All right. Yeah. I didn't know that one happened. That's pretty interesting right there with that bit of information. But yeah, Phantom Clutch. Thanks for coming. But yeah, it was shorts.
And
They were actually short. Go
and
ahead.
I'm sorry not to cut you off. I just checked it just to be sure. It was 1988.
Oh wow, that's when it happened.
Yeah.
88.
I knew
Wow.
it was late
I thought
'80s,
it was
early
like
'90s.
I thought it was early 90s. Okay,
I
cool.
did too. I did too. My memory messed me up. But I said late '80s, early '90s. But I thought it
Gotcha.
was '90s. But it was 1988. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it was this these little short movies, they were a doozy. And with the package I got, I'm not sure how many there were because I got some extra stuff too. But it was very, very telling and very interesting. And I might add the little short video that and one of them that MOT done about the YouTube daddies. That shit, how it flowed in with that, I thought was hilarious as well. It was pretty telling and funny and ironically pretty true. But I guess we'll actually get into the review itself now. I, the first order I know was I remember was of course the one where of course he's supposed to die,
Hmm.
and you find out of course early in the beginning he's he's having some troubles with Jason Todd, the new Robin, and got some issues and going too far with things. And Bruce was talking with Alfred about how basically um, maybe he was wrong in his decisions in letting Jason into the field and speaking to him about how, after his parents' death, he had Alfred to be able to deal with those things, and maybe Jason just hasn't dealt with them yet. And he thought, he's foolish to, bring him into the field this early, and he's gonna have to, basically deactivate him. And so Jason hears him, and he's like, okay, fine, and he runs out on him. And so I think I forgot where was it they were he was at whenever he was investigating race, selling it was plutonium, I believe is what it was. It was radioactive
Yeah, yeah,
material to
yeah,
make a bomb.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
dirty.
remember if it's plutonium or uranium. It was one of those.
It was uranium. Yeah.
Okay, uranium. Okay.
I want to say I know they used a real world reference. I want to say Bosnia, but I'm not sure if that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It did.
that's it. It
Yeah.
was. That's where it was. It was Bosnia. I
Yeah.
knew it was somewhere, over there, kind of in that area where it'd be Eastern Europe or in that area. What's going on, ice? And it was pretty interesting. He's there with trying to track down Race, and he runs into Jason, and he's, well, what are you doing here? Pretty much. He was like, I'm tracking down the Joker, and he's been doing detective work. He was like, hey, what are you, man? The Joker's nuts. He's crazy, and he's out of your league. You're not ready for this. And he tells him everything he has, about the Joker's been selling. He tells him. So Bruce is telling him, he's there with Race because he's selling this. Race is selling this uranium to someone, and he was like, "Well, the Joker's here, and so they find out that both that the cases that they both been studying and doing their detective work on, they actually run together. The Joker's trying to buy it, and so they get there, and um, Batman tells him, okay, well, good work, son. Let's team up. And so they go to a warehouse, and they kind of post up doing their I forgot what they're staking out, to see who all's coming in and leaving and everything like that. And they see the Joker going in, and Bruce tells him, to wait, to not wait for him to get back to take on the Joker because he wants to go see Raish. And they find out, and he goes. You see the conversation here with him and Raish, and Raish basically tells him, that he's got everything under control, and him and the Joker done whatever little business they done, and everything's cool. And so you see cutscenes of Batman. He's trying to race back to get to the warehouse to get to to Jason, and well, of course, Jason didn't didn't listen to the advice of Bruce, and he goes in, and the Joker has gotten the upper hand on him, and he is beating him viciously. This scene was pretty rough. Um, and I think he's got the drop on him, and he's beating the crap out of him. And Batman's racing to get there. This whole suspense thing, it was pretty. Uh, it was a very wonderful scene there in this whole aspect of a telling of a story of how the relationship with Race and Bruce, and of course with Bruce and Jason, and then when you throw the Joker in as well, of this parentage type relationship between the men and everything. What do you think here, Lawrence?
um, I mean, what I actually paused and rewound myself
Mm-hmm.
was that scene with when Bruce was talking about when he went to see Raish
Yeah,
and how Raish himself as a father um, understood where he was coming from and actually to some degree assisted him in hunting down the Joker. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, Yeah.
Because whether people recognize the nuances or not, at the end of the day, Raish does look at Bruce as his son because that's who he wants to take over for him when he goes
Yes.
and marry Talia. Not to mention, Damien being Talia's son and Bruce's son. So, so in his own way, Raish looks at Bruce as a son, and for all intents and purposes, that means he would look at Jason as a grandson.
Yeah.
And one thing Raish may do, um, in all his stuff, he doesn't try to kill. You know what I'm saying? The Bat family. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's got respect. I mean, he'll fight them. Don't get me wrong, but he's never, in the sense, trying to kill them.
Yeah.
And like I said, and Raish gets to learn what everybody else has ever learned from Lex Luthor on down. Nobody can work with the Joker. He's batshit crazy. You know, he
Yeah.
just can't. But that scene right there, that scene was I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. That scene was wonderful. With him helping him out because yes, because of that relationship that Bruce has with Talia, he does view him as a son, and he never reveals. And the other thing too, he's always kept that identity of Batman. He's always kept that close to his vest. He's never revealed it, and even whenever he speaks to him, one of the most common names he always calls him is Detective,
Yeah,
um, showing a respect to Bruce's abilities to be a detective and discern information and pick apart the puzzle. Um, it's very that relationship between Bruce and Ray. It is very very respectful, father type relationship. Even though let's not get it. It is, even though Alfred would technically, be his first father.
yeah.
But the that relationship with Raish and him is definitely another one. Um, and that was a good point to bring up that Raish has never ever tried to kill any of the younger um, individuals that Bruce had in the Bat family. Yeah, he's tried to incapacitate him, but never kill him because of the simple fact
His
he
respect for
has
Bruce.
children. Yes, his respect for Bruce, and also understanding that he has children of his own, which he has three:
Mm-hmm.
Talia, Nissa, and the other one is
The grand
Darius, Desmond, or oh gosh, what's his son name?
you talking about that
Oh
one that you talking about that big bald one that's always his bodyguard?
no, he's got a son.
Because that's Ubu.
No, he had a son. His name was with the D. I can't remember now. It was like Damon or Desmond or something like that. I just can't remember anymore. But he did have three, and but the boy, his son, kind of paled in comparison to as far as favoritism and abilities. I guess he felt from his daughters, and then also of course, what he noticed and saw from Bruce and his
Mm-hmm.
abilities. But yes, that relationship there is very telling, and it just goes to show that respect that even though they're on there are different opinions about how to do things, he's never crossed that line with Bruce as far as that. And in knowing so, seeing after Bruce trying to get there and just almost getting there in time, and you see um uh Jason struggling, to try and get to his feet after the beating he took from the Joker, and to find that the door is locked and he's still cuffed and his hands are cuffed behind his back and he can't get out, and it's pretty telling. um Whenever he turns and looks and he sees the timer, ain't nothing but less than 10 seconds left before the bomb goes off. And he's just like, just that realization, like, oh shit. And Bruce gets there. And as soon as he gets there, it goes off. And amongst the rubble, you see him kind of stand up and push all the debris off of him, and he sees Jason dead, and he's carrying a body, and you they have a funeral proceeding, and later you get to the story of a masked guy that's been going around terrorizing the criminal world in Gotham, and he's been killing them and taking them out, and he's been calling himself. Well, first they just notice he has a red helmet, and he's got the R on his chest, and they've been calling him the Red Robin. That's what it has starts. They call him the Red Robin, and he's taking the criminals out. He ain't no playing with them. He's taking them out. Batman is trying to catch them, and whenever they have them, it shows one of when Gordon and Batman are there, and they got Cheetah in cuffs, and he pulls that shot off with that sniper, and the blood just goes everywhere, and he's not playing around with them. And you hear the news reports and the reporters talking about how's Batman going to catch Robin that's gone rogue, been killing these criminals instead of allowing them to go back to jail. And it's pretty interesting. He's been trying to draw a trail here, and he finally draws the Joker out and gets him and has him tied up in a chair. And first, before that, they actually have their little run-in, and Bruce, suspects that it's Jason the whole time, and he finally does remove his helmet, and he sees it. His suspicions were right, and this little fight, this scuffle between them is very, very interesting, and knowing it tests Bruce's detective skills and knowing just the movements and not being able to actually see the face and not being able to see a face, but knowing how he moved, little subtleties like that, it really speaks to his detective skills. Lawrence.
Yeah, that was pretty decent. I'm assuming because you mentioned Cheetah, so you're into the you're into
pretty
the
much
section.
the section where he
You're
starts.
into the alternate story where he cheats death. Okay, I got you.
Wait, hold on. I am.
Yeah. See the first. Okay, because remember there's 3 or 4 versions. You get to choose how you want it to end.
Well, he didn't die in either one of them because it's not until later that I thought that he finds out that when he has to go back to race again to find out once he sees the movements and everything that he never that Ray switched the bodies out.
Right. Now that's the one where Robin dies. Then there's another one and then there's the alternate version where Robin cheats death. That's the one that has.
He killed him in all of. He killed Cheetah in all of them, though.
Yeah, and then the third version was Batman saves Robin.
No, that's the first one, I thought. Wait, no. Sorry.
Oh, you know what it is?
No,
I think we watched them in different sequences. They're all in there, but I think we watched them in different sequences. I think I watched one first, and then the others, and then you probably watched it in a different.
Yeah. Well, the first one I saw was, of course, the first one where Robin supposedly dies.
Is that the one with Clark in it?
He's in every one of. Wait, hold on. Yes.
Yeah, sitting in the diner.
Yeah, because at the end you find out he's been talking. Well, he's been talking. He's been telling the story to somebody the whole time. That's right. I forgot to start there. That was bad.
It's okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page with you.
Yeah. I'm doing the first one where he actually, where Bruce survived.
Yeah.
The other two he died in, both of those.
Right.
It was just a little twist to the stories.
Yeah. Okay. Because my brain, when you started talking about Cheetah, I was somewhere else. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. I'm pretty much on the part where he, after he's been in the Lazarus pit, which we find out later whenever Bruce goes to talk to Ra's because of this. After that, actually, we're coming to that, because of the little scuffle they had.
Yeah.
But yeah. yeah, they did have that fight, and that fight between them was very interesting and it's very powerful, because it's a father son struggle battle there.
Yeah, yo, man. When he made, when Bruce made that comment, he wants to know about pain. I'll teach him about pain.
Ooh, yeah,
And then he started just whooping Jason's ass. I mean, slammed him into porcelain sinks, toilets. I was like, yo, he's whooping this kid's ass.
yeah,
I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, that was a crazy fight scene. That was a
yeah.
crazy fight scene.
But he definitely came prepared though. He he was ready, and he had a few tricks up his sleeve as well for
Hmm.
Bruce. And whenever he threw that helmet at him, and it took Bruce was a little late to kind of realize that he didn't just throw it at him just to throw it at him. When he pulled that detonator out,
Yeah, man.
yeah, to kind of create that distance, and he got away. That was pretty interesting, to because they knew knowing each other and how they fought. It was very telling there. It's very wonderfully written and drawn and crafted there. Um, and also, yeah, that whenever Bruce had to go back to race, because Bruce was kicking himself for he was not figuring out not to even think to look in the coffin to see that he's actually dead, that it's actually his body. And so he goes to race. uh, yeah, he does, because the Talia stuff doesn't happen to the other two, right?
Uh, yeah, if I remember correctly.
Okay, because I didn't think I'm trying to remember. Boy, yeah, with those three, it's kind of hard to try and keep it straight.
Yeah, they kind of get blended in your head a little bit.
Yeah,
That's why when you started talking about Cheetah, my brain was somewhere else because I was
right,
in a
right.
different variation.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying to remember because I know on that same rooftop they have it where Jason and Talia, meet. So it's hard to try and keep all of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
straight.
yeah, exactly. Because in another one, it's him and Bruce that meet on that rooftop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
one, the
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah,
time.
yeah. So it gets tricky, and that's why doing reviews like this get real tricky when they have interactive aspects because
Right.
because on the one hand you're trying to give the review, but at the same time you're not trying to give away too much for somebody who's listening that didn't see the whole thing.
Right. Exactly.
You
It
know,
is hard.
and then the different storylines over the timeline also.
Exactly.
It's rough. That's why I've been sitting here so quiet because I really don't know where to jump in without messing
Yeah.
something up. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to take them on piece by piece, and yeah, I'm trying to start with the one where Jason he ends up Raish gets the body and takes him into the and puts him in the Lazarus pit. And of
Mm-hmm.
course they try and bring him back, but yeah, Bruce figures out what's happened, and he goes to Raish, and Raish said he felt guilty because of what happened with the Joker, and understanding what it's like to have children of his own. Um, he felt responsible and bad for causing Batman to lose his son, so he wanted to do everything he could to bring him back to him.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, that scene there was another powerful scene there. Between God, that was a great scene. What do you have to add here, Lawrence? If you
It's the same thing for
Yeah,
me with that scene as
before.
it was before with Raish. To me, as far as it goes for emotional, I think those scenes with Raish and his understanding of Bruce and children and all that was probably the most emotional out of all of them.
I
Um,
agree.
so I mean that's just where I sit on it. Like I said, to see it's very rare to see in the animated version them portraying Raish the way he is in the comics. They only go for the villain aspect,
Yes.
but in the comics he's so much more than that.
Yeah.
And the relationship and the level of respect and admiration he has for Bruce is probably bigger than any villain Bruce has ever fought. I mean, Ra's truly respects him. He really does.
Mhm.
I mean, the man wants to turn over his empire to him. The man wants to give his daughter to him. They have I mean, they gave him a grandson. I mean, as far as he's concerned, Bruce is family.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It was interesting because I think I think maybe during the animated series and a few other times you kind of see that relationship have a little bit more respect to it. But I will agree it hasn't been to the level it was showed here.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
That was very very interesting and telling. Um, it was great. Yeah, and so you find out here that Rage tells them, that they uh they tried, but he just Jason snapped and broke out and got away, and that's what happened. He they couldn't bring back what was who he was before, which usually happens with the Lazarus Pit. Rage is one of the few
Yeah.
who hold on to what they are. Um, and so it comes. So you go back, and he's going on this killing spree of taking out all the criminals that Batman normally sends to end up getting sent into custody, and they go to Arkham or whatever, and they always escape. But this time, Red Hood said, "Hey, ain't no letting them back out to to keep up their same annex. I'm ending
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he starts picking them off one by one, and very it's very interesting there to see how it's changed, and he's picking them off, and Batman's been steps behind, and then when he finally gets to one target he's wanted, and the Joker, and he's set up this whole um, thing for the three of them to be there together, and Bruce gets there, and and the Joker, he's excited. Well, it's one big happy family together,
Hmm.
and it's very interesting here how how crazy it is, and he tells him, Bruce is like trying to tell he's gonna stop him from killing you. He said, "Oh, I'm not going to." He's like, "You are. I'm going to kill you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no. He said, "No. You're either going to have to kill me. You're either going to shoot him, or you're going to have to kill me." He
Yep.
throws him a gun. He puts the gun. Man, this was another one right here that was like, "Oh damn, how's this shit going to turn out?" This
Well,
scene was. Go ahead.
it was interesting because if you look at the way that played out, and I'm not saying they were trying to copy, but you could see so much similarity in those scenes that matched the original one they did under the Red Hood
Mm-hmm.
from I think almost 10 years ago now. Um, but yeah. So it wasn't surprising, but
Mm-hmm.
I did like the way they implemented it. But
Right.
it was pretty similar to Under the Red Hood for those scenes.
Yeah, it was. Which I think is pretty much it's supposed to be a combination of that, uh, along with adding the other two stories, these two possible different endings with it. I thought was pretty interesting, and
Yeah, that would
it's
make sense.
great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
great.
yeah, that would
Yeah,
definitely make sense.
yeah. And to see there how Batman, he's like, nah, I mean, you ain't get me involved in this, and he just starts walking away. And Jay Styles like, what? It's like just, I know he's got this disbelief in him. Like, what the hell? You really? So he points a gun at him, and Batman spins around whenever he fires and throws the batarang at the gun, and it goes off, and the scuffle begins. Joker gets tossed to the side by Red Hood, of course, and the father son fight is on. They start duking it out,
Mm.
going back and forth, and of course the explosives have been set to go off, and you see Batman get the upper hand on Jason again, and He went to do something. He went. Did he go? He tried to get the Joker or something, and the Joker turned the tables on him.
Well, yeah, because he was trying to stop trying to stop Jason, and then I think he was getting ready to turn around and figure out what to do about the bomb, and then the Joker jumped on him
That's what it was.
and sat on and pinned him to the ground and sat on him and was
And
holding him
choked him.
down. Yeah, saying, "Don't do this, don't do this. This is my perfect dream. You know, all of us die
Well,
together." I was like,
that's
"What?"
right.
Which is, I like,
Ah,
wow. And he was literally holding him down. I
yeah.
was
He's
like,
like, we going
"What?"
out together. The family ends today.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, this dude is just nuts, man. You
Yeah,
gotta love him. You gotta
yeah,
love him.
yeah.
He's nuts as
And
hell.
oh man, it's very telling. Um, and how he you know, it what I'm trying to think. Did it go off here while they were in there, or did it was he able to get him off and grab Jason?
He
I'm
got it.
trying.
He got the Joker off. He grabbed
Okay.
Jason, and I think there was like 2 or 3 seconds on the clock, and
Yes, sir.
he jumped, and it blew up.
Okay.
But what was crazy is not only did all of them, the two of them survive, but the Joker survived buried
Yeah.
under rubble. I was
That's
like, this dude
right.
just don't die. So I
That's
was like,
right.
jeez. I'm like, come on, man.
That's right. Yeah, it gets hard trying to remember exactly what happened because I know there was one where it blew up with them in there. So I was trying to remember which one it was.
Yeah,
And they
that's what
still
that's what I was saying earlier about doing the review because it gets jumbled in your head a little bit.
right, right. It does. It does.
Well, not a
Uh,
little bit, a lot.
a
So
lot. Yeah, all of that going on. And you see this whole time, he's sitting there, he's telling a story to a guy that's sitting there over dinner. And thereafter he tells that part, it pans out and you get to see he's talking to Clark.
yeah, yeah.
Which I figured actually. I figured it was probably who he was talking to. And which because it would make sense telling about his life and all that. It could only be um one of three guys that I would be thinking of offhand. Yeah.
Process of
Well,
elimination.
well, two. I take it back. Two by process of elimination because Alfred, that would be had at home at
Well, see,
Wayne Manor.
I eliminated Alfred because they had already showed Alfred and Bruce talking to him
Right.
about the problems with Jason.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't Dick because he was already in there as Nightwing working side by side with him.
That's right.
So as far as it goes for dudes, the only person I had left was Clark.
Yeah. 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 I agree.
What I was surprised at I expected to see on the other side of Clark. I expected to see Diana. To be honest with you,
No. Huh.
but yeah, I just process of elimination because they didn't introduce Tim, so we knew it wasn't him. They didn't introduce Damien, so we knew it
Right.
wasn't him. So yeah, Clark was the only person left.
I had possibly almost thought that maybe they did something. They were going to do something crazy here and have Gordon.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have
Yeah.
been totally cool.
So those were my two. It would have only been Gordon or Clark.
Hmm. Yeah, but Gordon doesn't know who he really is yet. So
I was wondering if they were going to do a little twist there,
yeah, that
and
would
I
have been
didn't
cool.
know
That would have been totally cool. That would have been if they twisted it like that. That would have been worth the money.
because I know he does find out eventually,
Hmm.
and everything. I know it happened. Well, the other reason why I thought was because of because Barbara is out of she's not in the field anymore
Well,
because
Jason
of
had made a comment about her because
yes.
he said because you didn't do anything when he shot Barbara through the spine
Exactly.
or something like that. He said,
Yeah. Yes. Because he was mad. But that's right. I forgot about that part. He did get mad at him and say that the thing he was pissed most about was because he could forgive him for everything else except for letting the Joker live.
"Yep." And that's always been his answer. That's always been his answer. Whether it's this one, Under the Hood, The Return of the
Yeah.
Joker, the comic books, that's always been his answer.
Yeah. Although in Under the Red Hood, he did say he went in. He did explain was pretty much was because to do it, he would end up becoming like the Joker. I
Yeah.
thought that was you know
Yep.
an interesting thing. But yeah, that first one, yeah, when you find out he's talking to Clark and um Clark gets up and he goes to pay, and Bruce tells him, don't worry, it's already paid for. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, how would you know what? He was like, you order the same thing every time. Boy, I died
Yep.
laughing.
And that's Clark. That's Clark. But here's a little interesting tidbit because I don't want to go off topic.
Go ahead.
But where it came to the comic, Bruce actually did go after him to kill him. Clark
Oh,
stopped. Yeah, Clark stopped him.
okay. That's
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So as far as it goes for that, he actually did try to go. He got he got all his tools, all his toys. He
Oh,
was going to
wow.
get him, and he was just about to do it, and Clark showed up.
Wow.
Yep.
That is an interesting little fact there to put out. Um, but yeah, and then now the second story, this one was interesting because it starts off pretty much the same way um, with the figure that he's talking to at the diner, which of course we now know is Clark. Um, they're talking there about what's going on, about the details of Jason have these problems, and the conversation with Alfred, it being the same. Um, the other part about him, Jason getting mad because he hears he's going to relieve him from active duty because of the problems and the issues that he has.
Hmm.
And then we get back to Bosnia again, and the same scenario here with Raish, with Bruce investigating Raish and the League of Assassins dealings, and then while Jason has been keeping tabs on the Joker, and of course both the stories line up here, and it all goes the same way. The whole meeting between Raish and Bruce, Jason not waiting for him to get back to be able to tackle the Joker. Joker getting the upper hand and beating the crap out of him. Um, Bruce racing back, and this one, he races back, goes through the door, and you look and you see that he kind of gets up and moves over, and Batman has taken the brunt of this one, and he's on top of Jason. He's covered him up and protected him, and he's telling him um, he has to be strong for the family, for Dick Grayson, for Barbara, and to look after them, and to not kill the Joker after
Hmm.
what's happened here, after this loss here, and but he has to be strong for him. He has to be strong for them, and to keep the family together. And he dies, and you see Batman die. This was another telling scene here with that message in that speech here between them. Lawrence, your go.
I got nothing to add to that.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with it actually.
Yeah, that was another emotional one. I
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
know.
it
We
was.
talked about race and what's good, Jess. What's good? I know we talked about another emotional one with um oh god with Raish and Bruce before, but this one was emotional as well. And to see Jason lose him like that was pretty it was pretty rough, for to see Batman die. Like, I know it was rough for you, especially you being a
That's my
Batman
boy.
fan. Yeah, I'm a
That's my
Batman
boy.
fan as well. And so that happening, and him um kind of just leaving it over to Jason, and Jason, and these next few scenes are very telling here because he tells everyone, he gets back and tells everyone, they're going to be a family, but you could kind of tell he doesn't. You kind of explains that he doesn't really mean he only thing he wants to focus on is the Joker. He just wants the Joker, and everybody's telling him these talks about how everybody comes after the funeral and everything, how everybody comes and gives stories about their uh, what Batman meant to them and things that he had done for them, and their relationship, and for Jason, it's pretty much going out his ear, going in one ear and out the other, and because the only thing he cares about is finding a Joker and getting to him and killing him. You want to add anything here, Lawrence?
Nope, nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
good. Like I said, I'm not trying.
I got you. I got you. You're not
Yeah.
trying to lose. Yeah, and it's pretty interesting because he even though he pretty much states, you find out that he's kind of tired of having everybody come around and try and cheer him up. He doesn't want to be near anybody really,
Mhm.
and it's pretty interesting that he's taking on this whole solitude aspect from Bruce. Um, it's very interesting and telling, and he's going over video material of everything that Bruce has on the Joker and how Joker was the Red Hood before in this act, and so he wants to take everything that Joker was before. He wants to take this and create this Red Hood character to draw him out, and he goes and he starts trying to do things to draw attention, and he goes to the lieutenants of the criminal underworld and to get them and round them up. He gets them there, and they're going through their meetings and planning. They see him, and he pulls out the gun and starts shooting at the table. And you see, so he's talking through all this that he's going through there, and you see him. Hold on, excuse me. You see him going through that and rounding these guys up, and there's another one. They're oh yeah, no, I think they do Cheetah in this one too as well. Or was it? No, that's another one. He
See,
round.
see,
Yeah, that's the third one.
yeah, so,
Or
yeah.
was it all three of them? I can't remember. Golly.
That's what I'm saying. This is a rough one. This is a rough
Yeah,
one for real.
yeah.
Because like I said, the first one I watched, there was no cheetah. You know what I'm
See, I
saying?
thought it was. Golly, I
That,
can't remember.
but again, I guess that depends on the order that you
The first
played it yourself.
the first order I do remember was the one where Jason dies and ends up in the Lazarus pit. Golly, I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. It's all because and here's the funny part, and just to give a heads up to anybody in the chat who wants to go watch it, it's a difference between the digital version and the physical version.
Yeah, see, I got the digital.
Yeah, if you get the digital version generally only has one story. The physical one has all the others. So you got lucky with yours. But a lot of
Yeah,
people, a lot of people been complaining about getting a digital copy and there's only one story to it.
Oh,
I had to go buy both because
wow.
I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So when I got the digital, I only got the first story where he died and talking to Clark and the thing in the Lazarus pit and all that stuff.
Okay.
But to get the other ones where he cheated death and Batman died and all that good stuff, I had to go out and get the physical copy after
Okay.
because it wasn't included. So just a heads up to anybody who's looking to go get it. You want to get the physical copy, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, that's interesting information, but yeah, mine it came with the bonus material, so I guess that's why I got all of that. But yeah, I know he goes through. I can't remember who it was at the helicopter scene that he was going after there. That was, and but he took them down too, and somehow he stopped it. I can't remember how he stopped him and brought him down. The helicopter and everything, it didn't blow up, and then we get to the we get to the what was it? Black Mask, and yeah, I forgot the first time around, boy. He shot that rocket in there, boy. That I forgot to bring that one up. He shot that
Yeah.
rocket in there when he saw that red dot on it, and just the
Mhm.
look on his face that was in it when he blew that place up. And he's there with this rocket launcher again, and he fires it, he fires that missile, and you see the black mass looking, and then it that shell it releases another small shell, and the thing it goes into the window and sticks, and out pops the flag in the old deal that the Joker used to do with the gun and pop out bang, and it wouldn't kill anybody, but it was there to just to scare this crap out of them. It was pretty interesting there, and then what we get to a roof scene. I think this is when we get to the roof scene, isn't it? With him and
Uh,
Talia.
yes, yes.
Yeah, this was a pretty interesting scene here because Talia has tracked him down, and he's of course, and he turns. He's like, "How did you, find it?" She was like, "You're pretty easy to track." And yes, I disarmed all of your cover tracks you had with bombs and explosives and everything. Disarmed them, and she tosses us down. And he turns and has a gun on her, and she pretty much says, you're gonna kill me?" And he was pretty much like, you represent everything that he was against. And she says, "Would you kill him too?" And she this is where she kind of opens up, and you see this is supposed to be baby Damien. And he says, well, Bruce never had. She said, told him he didn't know. I drugged him, and but he doesn't have his father, but he's going to need his brother. And you see here where he talks about there was three stories, right?
Uh, yeah.
And see, golly, this one's weaving
See,
together too.
because
God,
see, because here's the thing. There were actually three stories, but in addition to those three stories, you had an additional interactive aspect where you can choose
see, I didn't get to
whether
do that part yet.
whether he killed the Joker or caught the Joker, and like I said, I figured this one was gonna be rough after I saw it, man. I
It is
just
rough.
it's just hard. I myself personally, there's not really much more you can say.
Yeah,
One, because like I said, some of them leap back to certain points in time that the other stories were and picked up from there, and
right.
and then on top of that, and that's why it's bleeding together the way it is. And then on top of that, like I said earlier, you don't want to give too much away because there's people who want to go buy it and see it themselves without giving up all
Yeah,
the information. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's
It
I
is
figured,
hard.
yeah, I figured this one was gonna be rough myself when I saw it.
It is hard. God,
Cause
with
I,
all those
cause I,
different
I,
stories.
I, sp- I spent an hour or two trying to figure out how the hell are we going to talk about this? So, yeah, because after a while it'll get confusing. That's one of the reasons why like we talked about last time, I'm not even saying anything about comic books in detail because it's already confusing enough just with the animation.
Right, right.
You
It
know what I
is.
mean?
Yeah.
So
And of course, peace to Evan Duncan and Yuri. Yes, he is cold as shit. Yeah, it was very telling because this and the exchange I'm remembering here with him and Talia, you hear him saying to himself, it's a no, this I think it's later, or is it? Gosh, no,
mm,
yeah, it is later, I think. But he couldn't pass up the opportunity to oh no, I know what it was. I'm thinking they did. I missed the first time around. She did meet him the first time around.
in the in what
In the
what
first,
what that's the difference because my first one is not the same as your first one. We've already
because
established
yeah,
that.
because
So
in my first one I remember he met and he was still dark, and she showed him Damien, and he wanted to use it would be the chance for him to get his revenge on both of them.
right.
Whenever she showed, I was but this time around, it just kind of he just wanted to I guess be a brother to Damien, and so I guess they called for a truce or whatever, and it gets to a point where he does the Joker. he's been trying to draw him out, and it goes to a cutscene on a bridge, and you got what is it? Oh, you got it looks like a tanker here, and the Joker is standing on top of it, and the police are there, and he's got a gas can, and you look in and you see civilians that are inside, and he pours the gas, and he's got this lighter, and he's talking. He's like, Joker says, he says all kind of crazy shit here. I can't remember exactly, but they tell him to stand down. He pulls out that lighter after he dumps that gas on everybody, and it won't light. And you hear Gordon yell, "Who's that?" And you look up, and the Red Hood standing up there. And he says, so you took some of my material, it was. And he's like, just hold on. He said, let me get this. I'm gonna he's trying to light it to set these people on fire, but as you can tell, it won't light. He's already done something to the lighters. There is no fuel in it to light. And so he disappears, and next thing you know, he's down there, and they're going at it. They're going toe to toe. It was a great, interesting fight scene and tussle here with the Joker. And if any of you seen the MOT video from earlier, this is the scene I'm talking about. It's very, very interesting and telling here. You got anything you want to go in here, Lawrence, now that you know where I'm at?
Man, I gotta watch all this all over again.
Me too.
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie about it. I gotta watch this all over again.
Man, it does run together.
Yeah,
I've got a headache thinking about this shit right now.
Because I'm hearing everything you're saying, and I recognize the scenes, but I got them different in my head.
In orders, yes. It's frustrating trying to remember that because of that.
Yeah. What should it? You know what we should have did? Now that I think about it, we should have selected which one, watched that, reviewed that, then do the next one, and then reviewed that, and then do it. That's probably would have been the better way.
If I had to realize that it was going to be like this, that's what I would have done.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Hindsight's 20, because I didn't know it was going to be this way either. I thought I was like, man, okay. And that's not, and mind you, we haven't even gotten to the other stuff they included besides the story. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I that's what, like I said, I'm usually more talkative, man. I just don't know.
It is, golly, it is a struggle to try and piece all those stories together into one, golly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one I thought was the most interesting story. Well, yeah, because the third one was interesting too, but this one was even more. Because of what happens here whenever hold on a minute. A bad phone call. Excuse me. But yeah, this whole tussle here between him and the Joker, and him getting the upper hand, and pretty much getting the upper hand on Joker and beating him, and Joker's wondering who it is, and he takes off the mask, and when Joker sees it's Jason Todd, and he's like, "Oh man," he says, "Man, old dad is proud of the job you've done." He said, I doubt very much Batman would be. And he said, "Oh, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about me. I'm your daddy." Boy, that whole part right, that shit was great. When he goes in to tell him about how he lured the lieutenants together and he killed them.
Yeah.
And it goes to show how he's shooting all of them, and then the other one at the helicopter, and then I think it does loop in Cheetah here. I think at this point I can't remember, but then the Black Mask one, when it shows when he shoots at Rocket, and then he shoots the other one comes out, and it goes into the glass, and it shows now it beeps and goes off, and the glass ends up shattering, and a big shard of it cuts the black mask right in half. And I was like, oh shit. And Joker's told him, of all the work he's done and how impressive. He said, man, he said, old Betsy dying. He was like, I was gonna give it up. That is until you did everything you did to draw me out. And he was like, and then he gets to talk. He was like, oh wait, you actually don't remember none of this shit.
Nope. Nope.
He's like, this is the best joke of it all. He's like, you got everything and he said, hey, you went through all this and this piece and you put on. He's like, it's all thanks to good old Daddy Joker. Boy,
Yeah.
Man, that right there, I thought that right there made this one I think my favorite of all three of the stories because of that part right there. What did you think of this one, Lawrence?
Well, it was interesting because in a way, with that scene, it's almost like the Joker's. How do I put it? It's almost like he's trying to tell Jason, no, you're not his Robin, you're my Robin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're my sidekick. I'm your daddy, yada yada yada. Which was interesting because there's a lot of psychological scars
Right.
that inflicts. Not to mention, again, as we stated in all the other clips, Jason was already a live wire, so to speak. Hard headed, always being extra violent, yada yada yada. So he technically kind of does have a lot more in common in certain aspects with Joker than he does Bruce. That's for sure.
Yeah. And when he pretty much told him when they were talking there, and he's like, that fateful day when that happened, when Batman died, that was the moment he told him pretty much he was saying, you became my son because whenever he died, everything all the influence he had left, and you started becoming like me, and that I thought that was very very telling there, and boy, and he I think he ended up telling Nightwing and of course Barbara. And they told him he should turn himself in. So they started going after him. He went on the run. Oh, man, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But it's interesting because no matter which interaction, which scenario you choose, this seemed more. I mean, I get the overall concept behind the killing Rob and stuff like that. But it came across more like an overall story of fathers and sons.
Yes.
And surrogate fathers and that kind of stuff. That's why I guess that's why those scenes, like just like with you with that one, and what we talked about with Raish and how Bruce was dealing with Jason and how Bruce talked to Alfred. Yeah, it was all father figures in some sense.
Right. It was. It was. It was. It was a complete telling of a father and son relationship in some kind of way. Um, uh, whether it be Jason and Bruce or Bruce and Raish, or like in this one ended up being somehow with the Joker being more like kind of like his daddy too. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And that one was very, very telling and nuts. With the saying that he really repressed all those memories of being the one of actually killing all those people. It was very it's good. All three, which we're about to get to the third one here in a minute. What's going on, Soul Provider? And got some more nerd content, nerd pill content going on here. But yeah, it was great. Definitely one to check out. Definitely. Very great. And whenever I guess what? I'm trying to remember. He hung up being a Red Hood of that second one, didn't he? Or how did it Gosh, I'm trying to remember what he did.
Yeah, he did. He did because and again, it goes back to what we were saying about the different variations.
Right.
Because in one, and depending on what you choose, he stopped being the Red Hood in one. In another, he kept going. So it's just
Wait, hold on. No, that means he kept going in this one, in the
okay,
second one, because it's the third one where he stopped. That's the one we got to get to.
okay,
That's the
okay,
order I had it in.
okay. Because
Because that
I'm still in my head with the one with Barbara. Because in that one, they gave you like three choices at
okay.
the end of it. He either turned himself in, or he escapes and became the anti-hero known as Red Robin. And then in that, there was another subsection in that where he faces off against Two Face, and then
I got you.
they let you choose whether or not to flip the coin, and Two Face lets him go or kills him. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I know the difference now. What it
Yeah,
is?
there were so
The
many different.
digital, the physical copy is interactive.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
digital one is the one that's not interactive.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so it depends on which one you watched because a lot of the stuff that you're talking about now, if somebody watched it on the digital, they have no idea what we're talking about.
What? No, in the physical, maybe.
No, the physical one is interactive. You have all the
Okay.
choices. You have all the choices to everything you're talking about. But if they watch the digital one, like I did the first time, I would have came in here not knowing what the hell you're talking about. Because the first thing I'd ask you is,
Really?
yeah, because the first one I got was digital. It only gave the original story with him dying, Lazarus Pit,
Hmm.
it ended with Bruce and Clark in the diner, and that's it. There was nothing else.
Wow.
30 minutes tops. But if you want all the stuff that you've been talking about, I had to go out and get the physical DVD,
Okay. Okay. Well, I got the.
and then all the interactive stuff was in that.
Okay. See, I got the death, and I got it with the bonus material. So I guess this bonus part of the bonus material.
Probably,
It's
probably.
just not interactive, but it just has it in there. Huh. Okay.
Probably, because even the DVD I got, I haven't gone through all of it yet.
Oh wow. Yeah, I haven't
I
either
haven't
because
gone
I know I've got
through.
the World War II deal, and it's not Batman, it's another guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's another thing because they gave us like three or four other stories in addition to that.
yeah,
They gave us Sergeant Rock. They gave us a
yeah,
story with Adam Strange. They gave us
yeah.
a story with Death and a story with the Phantom Stranger, and each one was its own thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, they gave us a lot of material on that
Yeah, it was.
DVD.
It was a lot.
They gave us a lot of stuff, and that's why I was saying how it can sound confusing with what we're talking about. It's in the movie, it actually is. It's just that it gets jumbled because there were so many different variations to choose from, and then they start bleeding together and all that. I mean, I can't stress that enough. It's still, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, it's still fun to go get and watch. It's worth it. It really
yeah,
is. But it's just that you know you're going to be going through it for a little bit because there's so many different storylines, so many different endings, and then there's different choices in each ending on top of that. So you know
true,
you're going to be watching it for a minute.
true.
So, but it's
Yeah.
worth it. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it to me.
Oh yeah, that's who it was at the helicopter. That was Two Face. That's right. That's who I
Hmm.
was forgetting. Man,
Yeah,
all that information jumbled up in there. Golly, boy.
that's why I was saying after the thing, you know, they gave him a choice to turn himself in, or he kept going, and then he ended up fighting Two Face, and then they gave you a choice to choose Two Face. Either you know he flips the coin, he kills him, or he lets him live.
That's
And
the third one. Yeah, that's the third one.
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It gets jumbled, man. It really does.
Yeah, that scene was great for the third one. But what? Okay, so in that one, what he actually, yeah, he does kill.
Yeah, that's the one
Um,
where he kills the Joker.
and wait, no, yeah, that is the one where he kills
The
him.
one with Two Face. That's where he actually kills the Joker.
Yes, that is the one.
Right.
That's right.
And then after you got through
Because
and then you after you got through all that, you ended up having to go back because then there was a different section where he only caught the Joker but didn't kill him. And then even that had two different endings in it to choose
mm,
from. That's what I'm saying. It's confusing. It really is.
that's probably why I'm confusing because mine wasn't even interactive, so it's definitely jumbled for me.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a physical copy.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It might be best at this point in time just to tell people, look, it's worth it to go get the physical copy. It most
Yes.
definitely is. It
I
is
will.
fun. It is fun. It is cool to see different variations on how it ends, and then all the extra bonuses they gave with all those other characters and the little shorts added to it. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it is definitely worth it. It was, oh man, it was great. Yeah, I would tell everyone to go get the physical copy, physical interactive copy with everything. It's definitely worth it. Very each story, the twists and changes, and then he's talking about the interactive aspect to it because I just noticed that the other day. I was like, damn, it said interactive. I was like, mine wasn't interactive.
Yeah, I
And
think
so
I think what they did is they took yours and they put it all together and blended it together without having the
yeah,
sections in it for you to know where it broke
what's
off and changed.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's got me even worse.
No, don't get me wrong. You still got everything. It's just that
Yeah,
it's just that it jumbled everything up in your
it
head.
did jumble
And
everything up.
and 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 realistically speaking, I have the DVD and it's still jumbled. And I'm the comic dude. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot. Yeah, I would watch one, then I would like go get myself a snack, take a 10, 15. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm watching this at least two more times again. Easy.
Yeah, I've got to yeah, and I've got to get the physical copy.
Yeah,
That way I
yeah,
can do it. That was it was great. But yeah, it was great. And like Phantom Clutch said, the Two Face scene, it was
yeah, that
so
was yeah.
but before that one, now that one with the Joker, whenever he's there he's I guess after everything, he's kind of trying to that was the one where he he put all his focus into the Joker.
hmm
He didn't want anything to do with anybody, and the Joker pretty much given up. He quit, and and also with those last two stories, with those two, you see also how important Batman was to Joker, because in a way, I know we talked about a father and son. That was almost like a twisted brother kind of deal.
Well, it was a little bit of a twisted brother, and it was also a little bit of father and son too,
Yeah, yeah, I
because
guess so. Because
because at the end of the day, he might have started off at the Red Hood, but one of Batman's first missions as Batman, so to speak, trying to stop the Red Hood, he created the Joker.
exactly true.
So in
Yeah,
a way, he's the father who birthed him. I
yeah,
mean, literally, the very chaos that Bruce decided to dedicate his life to stopping, he created the worst variation of it,
yeah. He did.
Joker. So in a way, I guess you could say he's the father of his creation of it in that sense.
Yeah, he is too. Yeah, he is too. So yeah, this is a father and son type of deal.
hmm
There are echoes throughout each story of through each all three stories and whatever other content added material they've got in there.
Yeah,
It is very telling of that, and that scene when they're at the diner there, and
yeah, that was retarded.
and
That was retarded.
hey, and the Joker done gave it up.
I mean, sitting there telling the same damn joke he told when he, I was like,
Yeah, like
come on,
15 years ago.
telling
And
the same
nobody
joke.
laughed. And that's whenever he realizes, oh shit, this is the motherfucking Joker. But
hmm
because he done put on paint,
Yeah,
he's completely you don't see he's not that ghostly white. He's got he looks like a regular person, and he takes a knife that he's got, and he pretty much jabs it off in Joker's eye.
yeah. Because that's what was weird. Because they were, like I said, they were in the diner and the Joker started telling the same damn joke he had told Bruce after he shot Barbara.
Yeah.
And then Jason just starts repeating the words that the Joker said to him back in the warehouse. And then he just stabbed him to death. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
And
like, okay. I
and then
was
you
like,
see the
okay.
Joker realize, he's got a few more words left in him, and he realizes, oh, it's well, and he wipes their face, and you see the white beneath it when the paint comes off,
Yeah,
and it was very telling.
yeah.
And then the police come, and yeah, he just refuses to go down, so he starts taking out all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. That was one of the choices. Yeah, because the other choice, he actually let himself be arrested, and they gave him a life sentence,
So yeah, I missed that one.
and he
Okay, so
started.
yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta get them.
yeah. He took the life sentence, and inside jail, he took on a jailbird persona, so to speak, and
Okay.
he takes out his justice on the criminals inside the prison. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So I definitely got to get this interactive one to see that
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
that was very interesting.
yeah.
Especially that part with Two Face whenever he Two Face is ready for him,
Hmm.
and he's got him dead to rights, and then the little boy. When they're in that mall, the little boy picks up a gun and then shoots Two Face, not to kill him, but it puts him down.
Oh, the
And
taser. The
yeah,
ta-
that's what it was. It was a
that was a
taser.
that was the third Robin. That was Tim Drake.
That's right. You end up finding out it's Tim,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
he says and he pulled the hood. He pulls out that gun to put it to him, and he's got the gun. He's got it on Robin. He said, "No, you got it. You don't kill him."
yeah, yeah,
And he's got it pointed on him, ready to shoot him.
yep,
And somehow little Tim Drake talks him down and talks him out of doing it. And
hmm
you get to the end of that cutscene, he changes and he's
Jason.
still Robin, but Jason
Yeah,
changes and he's still Robin. But then Tim Drake is what Kid Bad or whatever they got.
yeah, Bat Kid. Yeah,
Yeah, Bat Kid.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Jason adopts him. Yeah, and makes
Yeah,
him his new sidekick called Bat
yeah.
Kid. Yeah. Hmm.
And that was pretty interesting in
And
telling
that
that.
and that and like I said, that's one choice. The other choice where Two Face decided to let Jason live and let him live with the knowledge of what he's become because he think that's a fate worse than death. Um,
Yes.
so and feeling and being ashamed, Jason retired. I think if I remember correctly, retired from
Okay.
crime fighting. But yeah. As I was saying, like I said, there's so many different stories to choose from, and there's so many sub choices in each of those stories.
Right. Okay.
And mind you, that's the section for killing the Joker. We haven't even talked about the section where it's only about him catching the Joker.
Oh God, yeah. So yeah, I would advise everyone to buy the DVD, the interactive DVD Blu-ray.
Yeah, DVD
It's worth
Blu-ray.
it. It is worth it. Um, I mean, these stories were awesome. I'm gonna go get the physical copy myself. That way I can go through the interactive aspect of it.
Yeah,
It's just wonderful.
yeah, yeah. And like
But
I said, I hope it sounded like a jumbled mess didn't turn people off from it. It's not that. It really is good. It really is good. Go definitely get it.
yes,
Um, like I said, it's just that it all starts to bleed together after a while, and we probably could have did a little better on fleshing this out. But
yeah,
don't let us sound and confused stop you. It is worth it. Go get it.
yeah, it is worth it. Don't let us, because I mean, gosh, if I had known it was going to be a doozy like this, I most definitely would have bought the physical copy. But
Now, don't feel
when
bad. Don't feel bad. I did the same
we,
thing. I got the digital copy, and like
when
I said,
we,
I was
yeah,
like, okay, so where's the interactive? Where's the alternate stories? Then I started getting all the other characters. I'm like, no, this is not right. And then I
right,
went online to check, and I realized the digital copy doesn't carry what the physical copy does. So I
okay.
went out and got it.
Yeah, so and me, I got mine because which mine had more than yours did, but it's still missing a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
because
exactly.
of the
Yeah,
choices. And but I
yeah,
will say,
you had a lot more in your digital copy than I did in mine.
yeah, yeah.
A lot more.
But without that interactive aspect, that's what crushed it. But I would say, yes, buy that. It's well worth the money. Um, if we had known that it was going to be this much of a doozy, because I had bought it, 2 weekends ago, whenever
I did.
MOT, when we had
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
the
got.
MOT, and he said, and I saw it, and I looked, I was like, oh crap! It said I can pre-order now, so I'm gonna get it that way. It'll just be on my laptop whenever
Yeah.
it releases.
Yep.
And I didn't think anything about it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the one with the extras.
And they
And
should, and it's funny because DC should have told people that's how it was.
yeah,
They should have made that announcement. They should have
yeah.
let people know so you could have had a choice. Because when you buy the DVD Blu-ray, not only do you get the interactive aspect, but you also get a digital copy like the ones we're talking about included with
Oh,
it.
okay.
So so
Well,
so
damn.
so 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 if they knew it, so if they knew the digital was different than the interactive, they should have said that.
Yeah, yeah. It would have been, yeah. But yes, for anyone that has not gotten it, yes, it is worth the buy. And most definitely, when if you're gonna get it, get the physical copy, the physical interactive version, Blu-ray version with all the extras. It's well worth it with all the extra stories, which I
Yeah,
got to continue watching through. But yeah, it is. It's wonderful, and I think the interactive aspect to it, that makes it even more interesting and well worth the buy.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I would, like I said, I'm planning on watch. I'm easily gonna watch it 2 more times, easily.
yeah, yeah. I'm
No,
gonna I'm gonna do
no,
it this
no,
weekend.
no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Like I said, at least 2 times. I know I am. So maybe I can get it a little. Because trying to watch it all in one setting has got my mind jumbled.
Yeah.
Um, with the alternate endings and stuff like that. And I'm usually better at keeping track of that. But I don't know this one. Like I said, they were good. It's just for some reason that they're not sticking properly in the order they should be. And then and that's probably not helping because I watched the digital first on top of that. So
Mm,
yeah, and then your digital is different than my digital. So I'm just
yeah.
I'm in a whole new world right now. But like I said, go get it. It was good. It was fun. It was fun. And those extra shorts were a nice little bonus too, with
Yes.
us, with Sergeant Rock and Adam Strange and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
pretty good.
Those were very interesting, and it is worth the buy. I would tell everyone to go get that physical copy and purchase it and do the interactive version. It's definitely worth the buy.
Yeah.
Um, well, I guess that's all we got right now.
That's all I
um,
got. At least until I get it better in my head, man.
exactly. And I haven't thought about what we can do next. Give whenever I get together with the fellows and come up with something, I'll let y'all know. I'll probably do a little short, a pre-record or something like that on my on my channel, the Oaken. Being I've got more subscribers there to let everybody know that I'll be whatever we'll be doing, and we'll do it on this one next. But I'm gonna have to come up with something here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing some more Star Wars news and different stuff like that. Um, I probably have to do a little short on that, on some information and stuff there. I've read books and different things like that, so I'm really interested to see what they've got coming up as far as movie wise. I know the Mandalorian is supposed to start here within I think 6 days at the end of the month. The season 2 on it, so that'll be pretty interesting. The first season, if you haven't checked that out, it's good. Go check that out. And that's all I really got, Lawrence.
Um, hopefully we watch this over again. The next time we won't sound so jumbled.
Yes,
Apologies to everybody in the chat, but
yes,
it wasn't intentional. It really wasn't.
yeah.
Um,
We'd have to do a. Oh God, I don't know how many parts you'd have to do on that. Just because now, when you talk about how even different it is with each aspect
each,
of whether you kill
yeah,
the Joker or not, golly.
yeah. Because by the time you do it,
Oh.
each one is roughly about 30 minutes a pop, right? So
Yes,
that's the four main sections. So that's 2 hours right there. Then you got to go in and you got to choose alternate endings for at
each
least
one of those.
two of them. At
Oh,
least
two
two
of
of
them.
them. At least two of them. And in each of those, there's at least two alternate endings per. Like I said, there's
Hmm.
two different versions of how it ends with Two Face. There's two different versions on how it ends if he catches the Joker instead of killing him. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yes, that's it's a lot. It's a lot.
it is. It is.
Oh,
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank all my subscribers.
hit that like button.
Yes, please hit the like button, share. Um, anybody new checking it out, subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to grow this. Want to do some more um, comic, anime, um, gaming, whatever. We got to get some more of it. And I know Soul Provider. He has a nerd peel space. That's what he calls it. Well, I guess this is nerd peel content right here, and enjoy having it. Enjoy having something different from the mundane old conversations that happen in this space all the time. We want to bring something new and more exciting. We want to bring something different than the same old stuff. That it just gets old very quickly. Um, we want this to be fun and different and have hey that technically I guess it'd be called geek content really because nerd is actually refers to the actual intelligence level of the individuals, where the content is called geek, the entertainment aspect. But I think everybody likes the sound of nerd better, even though it was both were meant to be terms of ridicule. But hey, you take it and own it. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. Like we said before, please subscribe, like, and share. Um, as it says, that we got the scrolling that ticker at the bottom to the Gote Gaming Verse. Uh, we appreciate y'all for coming out today, and stay tuned. I'll be letting you know whenever we have something else that we'll be doing soon. I plan to try and have something hopefully next weekend. We'll see here. I have gone back to work, so my schedule's kind of hectic now and crazy. So we'll see. But I do want to try and do something every Saturday with this channel. So I'll let y'all know. But that's all I got. I want to thank y'all for coming out. And y'all have a good one. Peace, everybody.
Shalom.